My God, I remember what P.J. O'Rourke, an American humorist and satirist, I think he was very unfair. He chose to call the US Congress a parliament of whores. Parliament of whores. And this is supposed to be the world's most open, vigorous, accountable democracy. Here we are in Pakistan. We are needing to refine democracy. We have to abandon, not overnight, but refine the parliamentary Westminster model that we have just adopted. It may work for India. It certainly doesn't work for us. We need reforms of a fundamental nature. For example, and now I'm coming to the future before Rabia looks at her watch again. I've already borrowed her very small watch. Look what a small and delicate watch this is, befitting your wrist. But I come to the future and to the last part of my presentation. I think the first and fundamental challenge Pakistan faces is how to ensure participation in democracy. Look at ICAP. You're so democratic. Even under military dictators, you've had your elections regularly. Bar associations, teachers' bodies, every forum in Pakistan holds elections regularly. So we are a vigorous democracy. But what we do not have is a fusion between technocracy and democracy. There is democracy in technocracy because it's there in ICAP. But there is very little technocracy in democracy. The best and the brightest don't go into politics, except with honorable exceptions like myself, of course. But there is a need for more accountants in democracy. There is a need for you to break out of your professional molds, and you've already made so much money. Stop counting other people's money and start contributing actively politically by choosing to become voters, first of all, raising our voting turnout from 43%, my God, 43%. This is why I humbly recommend that we become in the future a country with compulsory voting. Every citizen must vote. And if they don't vote, like in Singapore, or in Australia, or in Belgium, or in Greece, or in Argentina, 35 countries, you pay a fine. My favorite disincentive for not voting is Bolivia. In Bolivia, if you don't vote, you don't get your salary for 3 months. Kya baat hai. The same should apply to directors of chartered accountants firms as well. So if they don't vote, even directors or proprietors or partners should not be entitled to operate their bank account. So make democracy participative and make people responsible for their government, instead of just finger-pointing and blaming every politician and every government. Leadership can only improve if the people produce good leadership. And it's not up to the leaders to produce the people. The second challenge, I think, is going to be, even though we do not encourage mullaism in politics, we have to reappraise our relationship with Islam. We must encourage ijtihad, the application of the kind of knowledge that Atta spoke so well about, to the traditional, historic, central, unchangeable principles of Islam, but make Islam not synonymous with obscurantism and ritual and orthodoxy, but make it synonymous with change, with questions, with dynamism, with self-confidence. Why do we feel so threatened if questions are asked about certain aspects of Islam? Islam needs to also evolve in the spirit of the Prophet, peace be upon him, who radicalized his society by offering a new vision. So ijtihad must be there. And the last 2 points I just want to make before I depart is the challenge of simultaneity and synchronization. We have a phenomenon in Pakistan where in some segments we do very well. Professor Ataur Rahman illustrated it. Mr. Saqib Masood illustrated how ICAP, in a city where people are being killed every day, continues to function. Chartered accountants go about their business. 5 at least multinationals think Pakistan is one of their best markets. Nokia, Unilever, P&G. what have you? Oh, Nestle, not forgetting Nestle. Ab tum Nestle ka pani peete hain. They think our profit record, the profits they are enjoying, 20-25% a year in sales growth. We have to ensure that this progressive dimension of Pakistan also dilutes the negative dimension of Pakistan, our incapacity for efficient public sector governance. Where is this gap? Why don't more MBAs produced by these universities go into the public sector and help rectify it? That's one question. But we need to narrow this gap and create a simultaneity of excellence in different sectors. Not excellence only in 2 or 3 and complete mediocrity or failure in others. And the others is this synchronization, this collaboration between civil society and political society. This willful abstention of the educated elite of Pakistan from direct active participation in the political process. I think only that will bring about the Pakistan which the Qaid visualized. And I end on this hope that the very qualities which made Pakistan's origins so unique, what were they? The integrity of Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, unquestionable. That will return one day. We always value it, we aspire for it, and let us hope that that will what will be of Pakistan 2047. The second has to be a new form of leadership, whether we call this National Forum, citizen leaders, without wanting to disrespect the wisdom of the people who alone know who to elect, supposedly. Once they never elected me, so I have to blame them. They don't always make the right decisions. But they vote with sincerity. Should not there be some kind of institution which authorizes, legitimizes a new kind of politician who combines technocratic capacity with the ability to meet people on a level that they understand, not talk down to them because he's a PhD or a chartered accountant, but talk to a thelewala while respecting the thelewala for his dignity and his worth. And that kind of fusion, perhaps, is what we need to bring about in order to create a new type of leadership. There are many others, but for that, you will need to engage my services on a separate occasion, and I shall then impose on you totally impractical and unworkable ideas for the future of Pakistan. Because it's always said that any new ideas you bring out, the first reaction is people laugh at those ideas. The second is they start arguing about them. And the third stage is they adopt those ideas. So I hope that compulsory voting, at least out of all the irrelevant things I've said to you, if you support the idea of compulsory voting, it will make a profound difference to a sense of participation and collective responsibility. Thank you very much.
Javed Sahab, thank you for the weight of the watch again. So that's Javed Jabbar Sahab. Do look up his book, Pakistan, Unique Origins or Unique Destiny. I think you also have a website, sir, javedjabbar.com. So you can also find out more info about the book and about his writings at javedjabbar.com. Without any further ado, I'd like to request your assistance in helping me to welcome the chief guest, Mr. Qaim Ali Shah, the Honorable Chief Minister of Sindh, to come up and say a few words. Sir?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I know my weaknesses. I am neither a orator nor a debater like Javed, and therefore I will limit myself to the speech I have written and limit myself to the subject of today. I think he has spoken on variety of subjects, and therefore I will not divulge on Pakistan history, nor I will divulge on Dr. Saab's detailed